Good evening, everyone. My name is Clara Msiza. I'm currently a module leader for FAC 1502, but I'm not alone. I have other 4 colleagues that I work with on the module. And here we only have 2 of my colleagues. They can introduce themselves, Mr. Mkokone and Mr. Ntleko. You can open your mic, just introduce yourself to the students so that they know us when they see emails, they see us sending them anything. You can go, Mr. Mkokone.
Good evening, everyone. As Miss Msiza indicated, I'm Mr. Mkhokoni Mutlatlana. I'm one of your lecturers for this module, and welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, no, thank you so much, ma'am, and good evening, everyone, and welcome also to 1502, FAC 1502. So my name is Ronald Ntleko, and I'm also one of the lecturers. Thank you very much. Looking forward to be working with you in this semester, and all of the best for the journey ahead.
Thank you. And Ms. Phoebe Mushwana and Anin Hayes, they won't be joining us for today's class, but you might hear their voices in one of these good days. But without forgetting also my other colleague from Western Cape, Ms. Fortune Aziza, if you don't mind, you can introduce yourself, then you will explain again later. Aziza, you can speak.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Aziza Fortuin, and I work for the Western Cape Learning Centre. I'm responsible for academic literacies. Thank you.
Thank you, Aziza. So we're not going to waste any time because as I've indicated, the class will start with a bit of orientation just to familiarize you guys with the module site and also try to show you almost where everything is. But by now, most of you have completed admin self-assessment. So I'm not worried about that. So I will just go to the module site. Okay, yes, let me share. So as we want to help you to understand how the module works so that you guys can be able to be familiarize yourself with the module site. So we expect by now all of you have read our welcome message. We try to put everything that you might need. This is your go-to page if you forgot where everything is. So we have tried to put all the information we think you might need so that to make your life easy. So guys, please make sure that you go through this, and we also have indicated that you need to read this before you start with your admin self-assessment. We have tried to put all languages that we could put on the welcome message. Almost all 11 official languages are here. So if you want to read it in a different language, you are welcome to scroll down. However, we will only be updating the English version because already the content of the module is based in English, which is the official teaching language. So as you can see on the screen, we have your welcome message. Then we've got your announcements, this is where we'll also be posting all the recordings for the classes after the class or the day after the class, but within the 72 hours. And also any other important information, we will keep it here so that when you come to the site, you will be able to read and see what is the latest. So please make sure that you check it every day. Although we try, whenever we post the announcement, we also send you emails, but please make sure that you go through the announcement every time that you open the module site. And then as you can see, also make sure that you have sorted, if you read announcement 4, 5, and 6 are very important, because from assessment 3, you should be able to have resolved your module proctoring tool, put your profile picture, and activated your camera. So please just go through that. We also have our additional resources, which we have put for you the same 3 documents in terms of proctoring, guidelines, how to upload a photo, and also the camera. We also have study unit 1 to 17, which is a zip file. So if you open this file, it will download. It will be downloaded, and you have to go to your downloads in order to see what information is in there. And also we have put the tutorial letter 101 again here for you, just for ease of access. So as you can see, it's downloading on the site, our study units 1 to 17, which is a zip file. As soon as it's done downloading, I'll show you what you can see, and then also to see where you can find your additional practice assessment. Please note that we don't have past exam papers as written past exam papers. However, the questions that are there are previous assessments. So whenever you get time, please go through those assessments, because those revision exercises and also additional practice questions that are within this folder. It takes some time to download, but once it has downloaded, you will be able to go to your downloads and be able to view the material. So it's still busy. And we also have on the same page, we also have your assessment 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When you see the lock, means that you will not be able to complete the assessment because it's locked. Therefore, you need to first complete your admin self-assessment. And once you have completed your admin self-assessment, the log will disappear from your assessment 1. Going back to your downloads, it's done downloading. Then you go to your downloads on your PC or laptop. And this is the study material. You can move it and save it where you want. So this is how you will see you've got a document called assumed knowledge. Please it's just to give you some reminder of some concepts that you might have came across during your high school. And when you want the study material in PDF, you can open, all the study units are here. If you can see, let's say study unit 3, you don't only have the study guide, but you also have additional practice question 1 and the solution, and also some videos in some of the folders. So please download this in the event where there is no internet or anything. At least you have this on your PC for you to be able to practice. And if you want to print it out, you can just create your own study guide, print everything if you still prefer to write on pen and paper. So this is everything, all the study units are here with the additional information, additional questions, because we have received many emails, students asking if we can give them past exam papers. So please make use of these revision questions. These are your past papers, kind of. It's just they have been changed the name to revised. So they will help you in order to practice before the assessment. Once you have mastered the study units, you do the revisions. Once you have mastered these revision exercises, you should be able to get your distinction. I mean, we have students who have been getting distinctions on the module. So accounting is not that difficult. You just have to know your basics. Then we do have, after assessments, we've got a start here. So this is the most important information that we would like you to go through so that you cannot be stuck during the semester. You've got your assessment information where it shows you when the assessment will open, assessment will be closed, what will be covered per study units. So you have everything here. So save this, print it out, put it somewhere, or make a reminder for yourself so that you don't miss these dates, because we do have students who forget their due dates and they call us or they send emails asking for extensions, which we don't always open for extensions, please, guys. I mean, we can open assessment for 8 days and you miss the deadline. You need to make time to complete the assessment. Have for all the subjects. Print out everything. Do reminders a day before, 2 days before, so that you don't miss any assessment. Then you also have here we have four assessment for the module. 4 these are mandatory assessments and they carry a weight of 45% towards your final year mark, and your exam carries 55%. So please know that this assessment, if you miss your first assessment, any assessment you miss, you are reducing your chances of passing the module bit by bit. So, and then we have said assessment 1 will have 2 attempts and it's open for 8 days. Assessment 2 is open from the 21st to the 25th of August. So it also might have 2 attempts. If you miss it, is your problem. Then we won't do an extension. Assessment 3 will be proctored, cover study unit 1 to 15. Then it will be opened from the 1st of September to the 4th of September. Then we have assessment 4, which will be over 100 marks, and it will be the same format of the exam. So it is important for you guys to make sure that you sit for this exam, because it takes for this assessment 4, because it will help you to have a great preparation or revision before you complete your exam. It will be 100 marks and it will be written over 2 hours. So sit for it. But however, you only have 1 attempt for assessment 4. If you miss it for any other reason, whether network, you were sick, you know, there was something, you have elective assessment 5 for you to write. It's like your sick last assessment. For those who use the term sick or, alternative if you missed. And between the assessment 4 and 5, we will take the one with the highest mark and add it to your year mark. Meaning if let's say you were writing assessment 4, network issues, you miss time, then you fail, you get 50%. You will be allowed to write assessment 5 without you sending any email. It is automated. When I say automated, meaning that everyone will be allowed to attempt assessment 5. But if you are happy, you have passed the assessment 4, you don't need to do assessment 5. You understand? So you don't need to do assessment 5. It's only for the students that wants to improve their marks, that have missed the assessment, that have done assessment 4, they got any technical issues. The questions for assessment 4 and 5 will be different. So it's not the same questions, and you have only 1 attempt to complete the assessments. These 2 assessments, like we said, you will complete them under my exams. Why under my exams site is the site where you're going to write also your exams. So we are making sure that you are familiar with my exams. Let me open it. This will be the site called My Exams. Here I've got a lot of tabs open, but for you guys, you'll only see one side. For example, I've opened assessment 5. You see it's written FAC1502 25S2. This was the previous year. For this year, it will be S26S2. Then you'll have your groups here, assessment 4 and 5. Why is written groups? Because we have a large number of students. You guys will be divided into 2 groups. However, you'll be given an opportunity to choose a group, meaning that first group, which is group 1, might write from 8 until 8, 9, 10, until 10. You decide. Maybe group 2 will write from 12 until 2. So we will give you an opportunity for you to choose the date that will, not the date, the time that will suit you. That will suit you. And then if you chose group 1 and you don't write, unfortunately, you have missed your assessment. If you, sorry for that, and then if you don't choose a time slot, ICT will automatically select the group for you based on available space. And then if you have chosen your time slot, it is difficult for us to change the time. If you chose 8 and you decide, no, you no longer want to write in group 1, you want to write in group 2, unfortunately, we can't change it unless the circumstances that are beyond everyone's control. Because we have over 8,000 students, so it's difficult for us or ICT to keep making changes. Then what else? The same with assessment 5, it will be between group 1 and group 2. And the same with the exams, we might have 3 groups because the students that have got a supplementary will also be writing. So this assessment 4 and 5 are timed. So let's say now, you can see here, it says it was open from 7:45 until 10. However, the exam is 2, or the assessment 4 and 5 is 2 hours. So meaning that if you start exactly at 7:45, you will finish, when this 2 hours is done, the system will automatically lock your assessment and you can continue. If you start at 8, it means by 10 o'clock, the system will automatically submit for you. So even if we open it for 3 hours, doesn't mean you have 3 hours for you to write. You only have 2 hours. Going back, we also have, like I said, you need to complete your admin self-assessment. If you read further down, we have also provided you with more information. And then also we have said here, you could have seen in your admin self-assessment, we've given you all the information to say, if you miss your exam at the end of the year and it's your first time sitting for the exam, there was a rule to say you can write again. You have 2 opportunities. We have also put you created a study plan for you. I mean, by now, today is the 5th of August. You should have been done by study unit 1 to 5, 1 to 4. However, it's not a train smash. If you are not done, you can still catch up because assessment 5, so assessment 1 is only closing on the 12th of August. But don't wait for the last minute because the system anything might happen. So try to complete it before the 12th of August if possible. We also have given you examples on how you can calculate your year mark. So this is the document. So if you want to calculate your year mark, just make use of this document and you should be able to know and gauge yourself to see how far are you from passing the module. Assumed knowledge, we've put it here also again for you. How to contact the lecturers, you must send us an email on FAC1502@unisa.ac.za, or you can also call us via Microsoft Teams. However, when we are not available because of other work commitments, you should bear with us. Then we have our favorite admin self-assessment. I'm so happy that most people have attempted, but when you see this number of attempts, doesn't mean you have 9,000 students. This assessment, you can attempt it as many times as you can, yes, and at least get 80% for you to continue with your assessments. For example, If you decide not to write assessment 1, this assessment will still be locked, and 2 and 3. However, if you pass it once, all your assessment will be unlocked, meaning the lock will be taken away. We have your topics. You don't stress about this that much. You've got, for each and every study unit, you will have compulsory reading that you can click. And then if you want to open the study guide, you can click here, or you can go to your downloaded. You can continue, press continue, because here there's also important information regarding the content of the module. So please go through it. Press continue until you have read everything for each and every assessment. We have also added a revision quiz after a few study units, just to give you a practice to see if you guys, you have mastered the content. There are currently no videos here. It's just on my side, they were there, but we don't have it for you guys. So that is it. And I'm not sure if I've missed anything. I can take some few hands before I can continue and introduce you to our colleague, Ms. Aziza. She will be explaining to you guys the benefits of attending her classes. Reason that is that, remember, the semester is very short, so we won't have time to discuss each and every study unit. So we will only discuss with you revisions. So meaning you need to attend the classes, and we'll also give you a background on another interventions, which is called SI leaders, and they are here present. Then I will ask one of them or two to explain what they do, what they did last semester, and the benefit of engaging with them. So we have Nicholas. Allow Mike.
Hi, how are you?
We are good, and you?
Good, good. Just a question. Assessment 4, you said you only get one chance to submit it, and it starts maybe, let's say, 7:45, but the total hours is 2 hours. So if you start it by 7:45, but you want to restart it, is it possible since you're getting only one chance? Or once you
No,
start,
you can't
it's over?
restart.
You can't restart.
Yeah, and when you start, it starts counting your time. Then immediately you reach the 2 hours, it submits for you.
Okay, so it means you won't get
It's like
any
an
other.
exam. That's why I said, if you get it right, it means at the exam, you're also gonna be able to manage.
Okay, I just need to clarify. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Then let's hear, yeah, Mokgetswe. Yeah, Mokgetswe.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to check. I'm not sure if I'm in the right class. I've registered for FAC 1601.
No, this is 1501.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it's 1502.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Then we have Lindiwe.
Hi,
Good day.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so on Friday I attempted the self-assessment, and then I got 76, and then it said I'm not permitted, and then I tried for the second time. I got 70%, and then it said not permitted, and then I tried for the third time. I got 82%, but still it was saying not permitted. So I'm confused. Not permitted for what? Because it was written that I have to write the self-assessment to unlock the assessment 1. So from here, where to?
You still have a log in front of your assessment 1, like I have on the screen.
Please give me a second to check. No, but I can't get through it.
Yeah, but remember, it is closed, assessment one. It's going to, you should be able to at least see no, it's open. You should be able to start the quiz. For you, it's gonna say start the quiz.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, let me show you. Okay, don't
so
allow me the student.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's written that I'm not permitted.
Yes, as long as,
Oh.
but remember, if you press start quiz, you start counting your attempt.
Oh,
So don't
okay.
press start unless you are ready.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Come. Then we have Dumisa. Going to be fast. I'm taking the last 5 hands. Umpile, fast.
Okay.
'Cause-
I hope you are doing very well, ma'am. I wanted to ask if is this the first class, because yesterday there was a class that I missed and I asked for the recordings and they said that I'm gonna find a recording in the charts, but then like now I'm not finding it. And secondly, I wanted to ask some things in the WhatsApp group. However, now it only allows admins to send messages, which makes it difficult. Thank you.
Okay, I think we don't have WhatsApp group. We will ask Miss Aziza if she has any, because for us lecturers, we are not in any WhatsApp group. So she's going to present after you guys have spoken, then she will address. Yes, there are classes every Monday from 19:30 until 21:30, but she will come and present and explain to you further. And Matlodi?
Okay, what about the record?
Yeah,
the
she will
recordings, ma'am?
address that. She will address that. Aziza, please take note. Yeah. Then we've got who's this? Danke Umpile. Then we have Matlodi. Okay, then we have Mabula. Tando. Okay, I'm
Good
going to.
evening, ma'am. Am I
Good
audible?
evening. Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to ask here, how are the assessment questions and exam questions structured? Like, are they in the same manner of those revision questions?
Yes, but they are completed in a quiz. I will show you. I'll see if I can open an old site. How some of this look like. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if it can open. So remember, you don't write with a pen, you complete all the assessment on the system. So your questions, for example, I hope I'm not opening. It's not the app, guys. This is all to we create new questions every time. I'm just showing you one.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Maybe you can use the quiz. That quiz from
Yes, the quiz. Let me see.
semester 2.
Okay, this one. Yeah, to be safe, preview. So you see, it's almost the same as what you guys were doing on the admin self-assessment. So you'll be expected to put the amounts. You can have your pen and paper ready, complete, type in, Then you're gonna have your ledgers, you will have your journals, we'll give you a framework, a template for statement of financial position or statement of comprehensive income or your notes to the financial statements. And you guys will type in your write the details of the accounts or have a drop down menu and put them there, your answers, and also type in your amounts after you make the calculations. Are you happy? The
Yeah,
same with
yes, I'm
exam.
happy. It's just that I'm a bit worried because since it's a closed book, like if there are questions where we are required to use our pen and papers, there's no anywhere where we will be marked as dishonest or something like that when we are using our
No,
materials. Okay.
don't use your material, plain pen on paper. Remember, you guys, some of you are going to be our future accountants, you're going to be CAs, and we
Yeah.
expect you to not be cheaters. So
Yes.
it
Yeah.
starts now.
Okay.
Yeah, be
Thank you.
fair to yourself. Yes, from assessment 3, you will be proctored, so you'll have your camera open throughout there, writing the assessment.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm going to stop here. Those who still have questions, can you put them on the chat so that I can now stop sharing and hand over to Ms. Aziza to introduce herself, to explain to us the great work that she's doing. Sorry, we can't take more hands for now. You can type your question on the chat. We will respond and we'll allow questions also after the class for the sake of time.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Clara, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes,
We can
we
hear
can,
you.
Asiza.
Oh, okay, because there was a background noise.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Why is this? Is here a sorry, is a Clara, when I'm presenting, is there a music at the background?
No,
Or is
I
it
can't
only
hear anything.
Oh, is it only myself that's hearing it? I think when I present and then the music, so I'm just going to leave it at these slides and not going to present the mode. Okay, good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aziza Fortuin, and I'm a facilitator for the Western Cape Learning Center, and I do skills facilitation for the financial accounting modules first year. Okay. So, what is academic literacies? Many students think that these skills classes are just accounting classes. They're really not. So, I focus on teaching you the skills that you need to navigate through accounting. Okay, I teach you how to read accounting, I teach you how to think analytically, and I teach you how to break down questions before attempting to answer it. So, for example, if I make an example, XYZ sold furniture for cash. So in the skills class, many students, they only interested in what is the answer, what is the answer. So in our skills class, we don't start with the answer. We start by asking relevant questions. What is the transaction? What happened? Who's involved? What does the word soul tell us? What does the word furniture tell us? What does cash mean? Which accounts are affected? And why are those accounts affected? So we literally teach you how to slow down, how to read the question and identify important information and think logically about accounting. Okay, and these skills help you in the workplace. Okay, it helps in the workplace as well because your boss actually wants you to be able to think critically. So what happens in our discussion classes? Our discussion classes are interactive classes. Okay, so we have a main class on a Monday night and that's where it's semi-interactive. But on the Saturday class, I expect you to come with your laptop to class, where you open your screen, you share your screen, and I can see the challenges that you are sitting with. So many students doesn't know how to write numbers in millions. Many students are struggling with actually how to do the ledger, and then we can actually assess the problems. So as I said, it's very interactive. We discuss everything together and we identify where and what went wrong and we move from there. And this improves your thinking process. And I find that the discussion classes are more informative to students than the actual Monday night class. Our classes are not early in the morning. They are because a lot of students still work in retail and we have obligations, with kids and sport. So our classes run, the discussion class on a Saturday run anytime between 4 o'clock the evening up until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. That has been working for us. Um, but remember, you need to do the work yourself. Okay. We can't do assessments for you. We can't help you. All we can do is we can equip you with the skills and the confidence to approach accounting questions. And I always say to students, it's like running a comrades marathon. You need to practice all the time. So I always tell students, don't write an assessment here at 6 in the evening when the kids are hungry, everybody's grumpy, everybody came from work, or you've just had a hard day at work. Decide what time works for you and when it's a peaceful time. And also, I always tell students you need to learn how to practice before you write the exam or your assessments. Never go and write an assessment and you try to figure something out that you just couldn't figure out. Leave whatever you couldn't do and you just heat your brain up with this basic accounting equation, something that you know well. It gives you a lot of confidence. There's nothing worse than starting an assessment with no confidence. Okay, so yeah, this is the class. If you want to be in the class, there are recordings. It's loaded on a playlist and the playlist is distributed. Um, I'm not sure if they want to use the playlist for the main on the main modules like the other modules do. Um, I think Miss Clara will have to decide if she wants to just upload it there one time for all the students. Um, yeah, so I look forward to meeting you. And remember, every expert accountant once looked at the question and thought, huh? Who know? What know? So this is the Microsoft Teams link that we use for the Monday night class. The discussion link is not really a fixed thing. It's as and when it comes out of the challenges that we find in the main class. Then we have that discussion class. And it was aimed at being smaller than the normal, but they're quite big. There was about 300 people on Saturday in the class. Um, I know students love the WhatsApp. I must say my WhatsApp group I'm trying to lock it most of the time. It is too big for me to manage, so I keep it locked. So I unlock it just when I need to say something and try to unlock it again. Or if somebody has a question, they normally ask me to unlock the group. We're running at the second WhatsApp group already. So yeah, and that's the code. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aziza. I mean, we have seen your great work, your impact in our students. They are more prepared when they come to our revision classes. So, guys, if you are struggling with accounting, you're doing accounting for the first time, please attend the classes. Because we lecturers, we are only 5, we have 17 study units, we have more work, we have to do assessments, so we can't have classes every day with you guys. But we have Miss Aziza, she's the best. I mean, our students performed very well last semester as well. So, guys, attend her classes and then it will make it easy for you when you come to our revision classes because she goes and does the basics. I mean, if you get the foundation right, there's nothing that will ever trick you in accounting. I mean, she's the best, believe me. So guys, every Monday, 17:30, the link I've posted here is under announcement 2. If you need the link to join her classes. And for the Saturday classes, please, Ms. Aziza, in the future, I was not aware. Please, if you don't mind, you can share it with us. I will email it to the students, and I will also post it on our announcements so that they need it, because most of the students have never done accounting for the first time. So they can really make, benefit from your classes. And may you please share the playlist. We, like the previous students have indicated, have been asking for the link. We haven't received the link as yet from your office. Share the link with us, the playlist, then we will post it on our announcements and email it to the students so that they can go back, those who are still struggling, while they prepare for the assessment. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your great work.
Thank you.
Thank you. To continue again, in addition, because UNISA loves our students and is the University of the Land, and it wants everyone to graduate and is trying their best to make sure you guys are given the support that you need. I mean, I will say you fail because you don't make use of all the resources that are available for you. I mean, you have lecturers, you have Aziza, and in addition, we have SI leaders. There's an intervention of our previous A students, is our A students that have done the module. They know the content of the modules, and UNISA has hired them to come and assist you guys, to sit with you in a class without us lecturers so that you don't get intimidated. We call it peer-to-peer. They hold classes for you guys. You just have to, we will share the link as soon as we receive it. You book there, you go attend. I mean, these are still students who are doing second year and third year. So if you are not comfortable in Aziza's class, in my class, our classes, please also go there. Remember, they will cover all the 17 study units. We only cover what we think is important to prepare you for the assessments. And we might not cover each and every possible question that will come in exam. And remember, the exam is set on all the 17 study units. So guys, do we have any SI leaders? Can they raise their hand if any one of you wants to share? Those who have been here from the previous semester, share with us just a minute, 2 minutes to say what guys have you noticed and why should students come to your class? Because we know you, I mean, they only selected the top of the cream. And what can the students gain from you? You can raise your hands, the SI leaders. Any of you? Please, if you are not an SI leader, don't raise your hand now. We will give you an opportunity so that I can. Mabunda, I think I remember. Please, we have interviewed them, so we know that they know the content. Mabunda, are you an SI leader? Because here it doesn't say. You can speak.
Good evening. I'm a student. I just wanted to inquire regarding the Monday classes because I already have at least 2 modules that I'm taking on a Monday around the same time. I was wondering if it's possible to suggest a different time on a Monday.
Unfortunately, we can't. You will have to listen to the recording because of the availability of the lecturers. I'm looking for the SI leaders. Are you guys here? Let me see. Okay, I see I've opened the mic for hold. Let's see. Sibanyoni, Sibanyoni, are you an SI leader?
Hello, I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Olanis Banyoni. I am a supplemental instruction leader in the College of Accounting Sciences. So I would like to encourage everyone to, in addition to your lecturer classes, as well as the other class that was introduced earlier by Ms. Aziza, please also attend your supplemental instruction sessions. So these are not classes, these are sessions, these are group sessions. We call them peer-to-peer sessions. The schedule will be announced soon. We are also on Microsoft Teams. Please do guys attend. They are group sessions meant to be more engaging. So they are not we are not lecturers, they are not lectures. So please also engage as well in addition to attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spanione. Let's say Fiona and Johnny. Fiona. Okay, and Johnny, you can speak. Are you an SI leader?
Yes, Ms. Mrs. I am. Good morning, good evening to the lecturers and all the students. My name is Nosihle Joni. I'm an SI leader. We host study sessions, like Sidba Uni said, it's more like study groups. So hence, we're not like lecturers. So what we normally do is go over past question papers and the questions that you guys have. We want feedback on how you understand the sessions that we host for you guys. But what is important is that we host these sessions for a person who needs a study group, because we know we're studying at UNISA, and at UNISA you're always online by yourself. So the supplementary instruction groups are for you to have a study group. So when you join us as your SI leaders, you are actually joining a group of other students that study together. So it's more like getting a study group when you join SI sessions. So when the announcements come out from your lecturers to join, please join us and sign up. We all have SI sessions during the week, so you can have any time. You can have it any time of the day. Maybe if 6 p.m. doesn't work for you, you can have it during 12 during the day. There are also some in the morning. So we're just there to help you. And we did the module last year, so we're gonna be offering you tips on how to master the principles and the procedures, and just giving you tips and all that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, guys, UNISA loves you so much. And we love you so much, and we want you guys to pass. So there are so many available resources for you guys to use in order to pass. I mean, we will share videos. We have shared with you guys already videos from last year and the other year where you can watch, per topic if you're struggling. I mean, there's so much resources on your hands for you guys to master accounting. So please, guys, make use of all the resources. UNISA is putting a lot of money to making sure that you guys get the best service that you can, so that you can be able to compete with the residential universities. I mean, as a students, those who are doing the CA route, you know that at the end of your CTA, we sit and write the same exam with all other universities. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from. As long as you know your principle, you know your things, you will succeed. I mean, myself, I'm a UNISA material. I mean, I came from high school. I joined UNISA long time ago in 2006. So I've done my undergraduate here at UNISA. I have done my honors, my CTA, I'm qualified CA. I did my master's at UNISA because I've seen value of UNISA, and I have a very great confidence that we are the best in the distance learning. I mean, we wrote the same exams with to benchmark ourselves. We write the same board exams. So it doesn't matter you are from UNISA, you are from anywhere. you will be a chartered accountant if you want to, still gonna be a professor. And then some they will be saying as I close, I'm doing accounting for the first time. I don't know where to start. We have given you resources. Just go there, attend Ms. Aziza's classes. I also did physics and biologies for in high school, but at the end, I decided I want to be an accountant and I manage here I am. So there is still hope for you guys to do well. Those who are still repeating, don't give up, just keep on practicing. We will be sharing also some slides if we have in different topics as and when we see something that we need to add for you guys. So please make sure that you engage with material, you give it time, you have other modules, have your plan ready, and follow it. I mean, very to say the ball is in your hands. We will give you everything, all the support, and be available. And then please make use of the SI leaders. I mean, most of them, they are not employed, they are available, they are flexible, like Ms. Johnny has said. They are very flexible. They are very flexible. You can attend in the morning, you can attend in the evening, during the day. So anytime, like the other student have indicated that their classes sometimes are clashing. If you can't attend, at the same time, then come again another day, another time, request them and make them your friends so that they can give you tips. Thank you very much. I think it's all from me in terms of the orientation. Now we're going to be handing over to my colleague Ronald Ndleko, who will be preparing you for assessment one. Please have your pen and paper ready, your calculators as we engage in the material now. Thank you very much, and I'll be watching the chats and listening. Thank you. Mr. Ndleko, over to you,
Yes.
sir.
Well, I'm here. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for a fantastic presentation that you and the colleagues have done. Like I feel so pumped up right now. I'm so motivated. I wish I could be one of the students doing FAC 1502 right now because of the support that is available, like your commitments to supporting the students. Yeah. And once again, welcome and good evening, everyone. So there's one or two things that we'd like to share with you tonight before we close this session on revision. So I think I saw in terms of what Mem Caesar presented that at this stage, you should have already covered study units 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it's crucial that you would have done that. And we're going to just highlight some of the issues on revision just shortly. I think also if I can just highlight again, I think in terms of a tutorial letter, you would have seen that the upcoming assessment, well, I believe it's assessment one that will also be largely based on that. So I think you definitely then need to do yourself a favor to make sure that you master. So there's a little bit of theory in the beginning on the study units 1 and 2, and I think you definitely need to cover that to empower yourself. And maybe, please, ladies and gentlemen, if I can just share this secret also, that I think we have these foundational study units 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think they're really important. Obviously, as I mentioned, that there's a little bit of theory, like as you would have seen in terms of maybe we're talking of the elements of the financial statements, the components of the financial statements, the BAE, which is what we're going to speak about again, just in brief today. But what we discovered, and if I can share with you, please, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us who came here, that don't tell anyone, like this secret, which I'm going to tell you, that please don't even tell management, I'm going to get in trouble. But I just want to share with you that what I observed last year is that in particular, like this BAE section, the study units 1, 2, and 3, and 4, that I think
Sorry, Mr. Ndleko.
Yes.
They say you're speaking too fast. You are running. So can you try to decrease the pace? Slow down
Thank
a
you.
bit.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me try and speak a bit slow. Thank you, ma'am, for that. Yes. So I was saying, please, ladies and gentlemen, let me share a bit of a secret with you. The BIE, obviously, for two reasons that I just want to highlight before, like I just jump into it, is that these are the foundations that you need. It doesn't matter whether you did accounting or you didn't do. You need these foundations for the rest of your accounting journey to build on this, like the double entry system, like in the and this concept, this concept of accounting, in order for you to be able to process the transactions. I think I even made note of Aziza, whereby she was saying that sometimes students are given transactions and she encourages students to step back and to think about the transaction. What is the transaction about? What are the elements involved? What are the accounts involved? So I think I just wanna, in my revision today, I just wanna show you, like a little bit more on that. And maybe if you can also master the code behind that in terms of the steps that you can use to be able to always get this right. So I think that is the first part of the secret, that you actually need to master this in order to be able to be empowered to move ahead in your journey in a FAC 1502. So this is one of the fundamental steps. You need to start there, because I'm saying this because also we do a lot of consultations with students. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if I can just mention just quickly that I was so saddened last year, very late, just before the exam, that some of the students, they came to me, they want to consult, they're just trying to prepare, but they didn't understand the BAE, the basic accounting equation, which is why, we just wanted to emphasize this. And also, ladies and gentlemen, one of the secrets I was telling you, that please don't tell others who didn't come here, and please don't tell also management that I saw UNISA likes to examine this. For some reason, I don't know why, but I'm telling you, don't tell anyone that I saw UNISA examine this at least 2 times, this BAE. So, and I think it's one of the places or areas where you can score yourself a lot of marks. So please, if you can be pay attention to this, and just make sure that you go and you master those foundational aspects of study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so what I'm gonna do shortly, I will be sharing my screen. There are 2 things really which I intend to do today with this short presentation which I'm doing. The first one is obviously it is a revision on this section. So I'm just sharing my screen on the BAE. I hope you can see it. I'm gonna ask just quickly, Mr. Morgone, if I believe you are here in the session. If you can confirm with me, please, if you can assist me in terms of what I'm going to do. So can you hear me on your side? Can you see my
Yes,
screen?
we can hear you.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Nhleko.
Okay. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I indicated then
And-
that
Yeah,
what we
Mr.
wanted to do.
Nhleko, sorry, Ronald, can you put it on a slide mode?
Yes, please. Let's do
Slide.
that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on a presentation mode. From the beginning. Okay, so ladies and
So we
gentlemen,
can't see the screen.
not yet. You can't see the screen as yet. Okay, so maybe I can just let me do the following.
Oh, Mr. Ronald, I think it's from the student side. Can you kindly log in and log out?
Okay, so I stop sharing then. I just stop sharing now.
Not for the student.
Oh.
The student must.
Oh, I believe
Oh,
this.
we must log out and log in again.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, so then let me share my screen again.
Thank you.
Mr. Mahokon, could you please confirm on your side if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, Mr. Nhleko.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just gonna need your assistance in terms of the 2 things I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna share these slides, which I'm actually not gonna finish. I'm gonna share like 2 or 3 of these slides in terms of what I intend to do. Then I'm going to play a video, a short video, which is going to help us recap on the concept of study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I like this particular video which we're going to play, and I think we recognize Mrs. Rika Dry, who gave us permission to use this particular video, and I like it. I think we've shared with students before, and they find it really helpful in terms of mastering the concepts of BAE, as well as the technique of going about doing this. So we'll get to that just shortly. So then I'll take you through the 1, 2, or 3 slides. I'm going to play the video. And then the last thing which I'm going to do, I think you would have seen that Mrs. Caesar, what she did was she highlighted there's a couple of exercises that she put on the assignment for you. And I think hopefully she's not going to be upset with me. I just want to take one of the assignments which she gave us, like maybe a revision one, which you have access to. And then maybe we can do it together. You know, like we can do one together and see how we do it, you know, like on the system, so I can orientate you in terms of the technique. I hope you like that. Okay, so then maybe I can stop there for the day. Okay, so then let me proceed then. So I'm gonna start. We're beginning with revision of study unit 2, the basic accounting equation. So I believe you'd have gone through the theory, or a very interesting theory. Please make sure you go through the theory, you read it. You know, and the exercises there, study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so but for tonight, what I wanted to do is you know, like just maybe cover 2 or 3 of these areas. You know, like just I'm going to highlight some learning outcomes of what I intend to do, and then I'm going to do some recap on some of the concepts that you would have covered in terms of study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I think I'm actually just then gonna stop because of time constraints. I'm not gonna proceed with my slides because I want to jump to the video, so that you can watch that and reinforce some of the concept of the important concepts of study unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Mainly focusing, the video will focus maybe much more on the statement of financial position, right? And then before I reach the conclusion, then I'd like to do that revision exercise. Yes. So then at the end of this, I wanted us to be able to remind ourselves of the purpose of accounting and the need for the double entry system, and in particular to be able to also then calculate the financial position of an entity by using the double entry system. So what have we learned so far in terms of the study unit 1, 2, and 3? We know, I think we've been introduced mainly to the process of accounting, what accounting is. And I think what I particularly liked with how it's been presented in study unit 1, 2, and 3, you know, like in terms of the concepts, and in particular the definition of accounting. It was said that accounting is a process which comprises of 3 activities. The first one being the identification of economic events that are evidential of economic activity. So we call them transactions that will be relevant to a particular entity that we, in respect of which we're trying to record the transactions. Okay, so then after the identification, then we're talking of the recording. So I highlight that the recording, then we need to record the monetary value of the transactions or the economic events in order to create a history of the financial activities, right? So I highlight that. I'm going to come back to why I actually highlight number B in terms in red. And then the third aspect of accounting is then to actually communicate that information to users through financial reports known as the financial statements. So that's all we're going to be doing in 1502 throughout the entire period. But where we begin is, like Aziza pointed out, that we need to identify transactions. So that's what we're going to be recapping on today, that you need to identify the transactions and be able to classify them in terms of what elements, you know, like are involved, what accounts are involved, and how do we record these transactions in terms of B. So I think this is the reason why now I wanted to highlight B, to say that we are focusing on mainly the recording aspect of this in the basic accounting equation. And then in summary there at the bottom, so just reminding ourselves that what the basic accounting equation is, and the double entry system that is premised on the concepts that the recording of assets are equal to owner's equity plus liabilities, and that for every debit, then there will be what a credit in, you know, in within the system of accounting. So maybe can I just for a sec, I just want to do this. If I can just stop here, let me stop here. I'm not going to continue with the slides because of time. I actually just want to see if we can get a video that you can play that will remind us of what we did in study units 1, 2, and 3. I do actually have the video here. And maybe before I play the video, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're still with me. Please, if you can give me, let me do this because I can't see my screen. If you can give me a thumbs up, maybe Mr. Mohukon, if you can confirm for me. I just want to play the video. If you can hear the sound of this video. I'm actually going to just test it a bit. Could you please confirm if you can hear me, if you can hear the video?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, maybe check your volume.
Okay,
of
let's
the
check.
video.
Okay, let me do the following. Let me do the following. I hope, can you hear it now, sir?
Yes, now I hear. You can play
Now,
it
now you can hear the video.
Yes.
Okay, can I just ask, there's this, I have this here. Is this in your way? This menu here, this, or maybe I can just put it here. Let me put it here. Okay, so I'm going to do the following. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm happy now. You can hear the sound of the video. I'm actually going to start it afresh.
I
And
can't
please
hear. Can you hear yourself, Mr.?
Yes, I just stopped the video. I just stopped it. I hope you can hear me on your side now. I stopped the video. I'm going to start it afresh. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, Mr. Ntlego, you can play it again.
Thank you very much. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I just want us, like in the next few minutes, can you please pay attention to this video? I just want to play this video. I'm going to need this video for the exercise, which I'm going to do, because I need you to be able to master what we want you to do in basic accounting equation. I'm not going to repeat that we like basic accounting equation. It's the foundation of almost everything we do in accounting, and we also like examining it. So you should be able to master this, and this video is going to assist you to do that. Please, ladies and gentlemen, so then I'm actually going to start the video. If you can pay attention to it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mr. Ntlego? Mr. Ntlego?
Yes, sir.
Can you maybe go to 1 minute? Now we can't hear anything.
Okay, you cannot hear my volume.
Yeah, maybe go to 1 minute. Now it's still
Okay.
on 27 seconds.
Okay, it is not, you can't hear the sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe go to 1 minute or 2 minutes so that we can hear.
Okay, I am at 1 minute. There's a sound from the beginning. So maybe, can I just ask, if you can't hear the sound, I think I just wonder, can you please confirm for me if you can hear the sound?
Can you
No.
press play? Press play.
So it's not playing.
Yeah, can you, because on my side, you need to press play, yes.
Could you please confirm if you hear the sound?
There is no sound yet.
See if I can.
May I please ask, okay, so maybe there might be a sound issue from my side. Can I please ask, ma'am, if you have the video, if you can play it on your side, or maybe I ask Mr. Mohukon to play it on his side, and then I can quickly take over when it finishes. Please. I think I just wonder what the technicality might be in terms of playing the video on my side. I think my volume. So, sorry, Mr. Mohukon, I don't know if if I may kindly ask you or ma'am to play the video on your side.
Yeah, Mr. Ntlego, you can unshare your screen.
So I'm going to stop sharing, right? Please, if I may stop sharing, and then I just ask you, if please kindly, if you can share on your side, and then maybe when you finish, I can we can proceed. Okay, so I'm just gonna maximize my screen. Mr. Mohukon, I think you can proceed on your side and share. Please say, I think you can proceed. Yes, I think you can proceed on your side. Mr. Mohokon, can you hear me? Ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you. Let's
Oh,
just
yes.
wait for him.
Yes, sir, you can take over. You can take over the presentation. Okay, I'm terribly sorry about that. I'm not sure if Mr. Mohokoni is still here on the on this system. Or maybe, ma'am, can I just ask if you can share the video on your side? Otherwise, I'm actually gonna try again and share the video.
Okay, I will share now.
Yes, we can see. You can, Joseph, you can play it.
Yeah, let me play it.
There's no audio. Can you put on your settings there? Audio settings. Go to audio settings.
Like this. Sorry, sir. Oh, are you there?
Do you see the video? Hello?
We can see the video.
Yes.
Let me play because I'm playing it from Teams.
Yeah, you need to play it with audio.
Come again?
Play it. Let's see. Let's see if you can. It includes sound. You see, share content includes sound when you share it. Make sure
Come
that
again?
is when you share, make sure that you include sound on top there.
Where? Here?
Stop sharing. When you share, just click share. Then you just, let me see if I can do it.
Because on my side, I'm sharing from.
Just check. Can you hear from my side?
As a result of past events.
Can you hear? Let me know.
An economic resource is a right that has the potential to produce economic benefits. What does that mean in terms of our store? Our inventory that we are going to sell will be an asset because it is something that we purchased. So there was a past event and the inventory is under our control. When we sell the inventory, we will receive an economic benefit in the form of cash. Cash in our cash box will also be an asset. And once we deposit the cash, it will be the cash in our bank account. Any equipment, for example, our cash box, or tables and banners will also be assets. If we decided to expand our business, we might later on buy a delivery scooter to deliver some of our products to customers further away from the school. Every asset will be recorded in our books, showing the value of what the business owns. You can remember assets by telling yourself that is the awesome stuff you own within your business. What is a liability? A liability is a present obligation of the entity to transfer an economic resource as a result of past events. Liabilities are the amounts the business owes to others. You can think of it as later payment. If you borrow money from a family member or from the bank, that would be a liability. If you buy goods but haven't paid for them yet, that's a liability called creditors. It is important to track what you owe because it reduces what actually belongs to you. Any liability will have to be repaid in future. Therefore, you need to put some money aside in order to settle your obligations. Equity refers to the amount that the owner invested in the entity and is made up mainly of capital. It is an indication of the assets that belong to the owner and is referred to as the owner's net worth. If you use your savings to start up, that's equity. Profits earned also increases equity because they belong to the owner. By now, you should also have learned that your profit is your income less your expenses. So income increases equity and Expenses decreases equity. As owner of the business, you can also withdraw money from the business for your own personal use. Drawings also decreases equity. So any capital contribution that you make to the business will increase equity. Any drawings you make will decrease equity, and your profit that you make will increase equity. The value of the business is really what belongs to the owner after you subtract liabilities. This is why the accounting equation is so important. It always keeps the balance between what you have, what you owe, and what is yours. Everything you do in accounting affects at least two accounts. This is called double entry. So, for every transaction, we ask what accounts are affected, are they classified as assets, liabilities, or equity, and does the account increase or decrease? Our accounting equation can be expressed as assets equals equity plus liabilities. So let's have a quick look. Assets will always increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side. Equity will decrease on the debit side and increase on the credit side. Our liabilities will decrease on the debit side and increase on the credit side. These rules are something that you need to memorize. The first thing we will need is capital to start our business. You have saved some cash and now you deposit 1,000 Rand cash into a bank account as a capital contribution to start your business. So first we need to have a look at what accounts are affected by this transaction. So since we paid cash into a bank account, our bank account will be affected. Secondly, we made a capital contribution. Contributing capital means that our equity will be affected. Step 2. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? Cash is an asset and our capital is equity. So step 3. Our cash that we deposited into the bank account means that our bank account balance will increase with 1,000 Rand. And since we made a capital contribution, our equity will also increase with 1,000 Rand. If we now record this transaction on our accounting equation, we will indicate that our bank account will be debited, our capital account will be credited, assets will increase by 1,000 Rand, equity will increase by 1,000 Rand, and liabilities will not be affected at all. So assets equals equity plus liabilities. 1,000 Rand equals 1,000 Rand. Did you know that a capital contribution does not need to be cash? You can also, for example, contribute by giving the business some inventory, or maybe the cash box or a table. You can also pay an expense on behalf of the business as capital contribution, or even repay one of the loans as a capital contribution. We also mentioned earlier that obtaining a loan can provide you with further funding when you start your business. So, if we now borrowed 1,500 Rand from a parent or a guardian, what accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, it will be our bank account if they deposit the money into our bank account. Secondly, it will be a loan account. Step 2. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? We have already established that our bank account is an asset. And when we owe money to somebody, it is a liability. Therefore, the loan account will be classified under liabilities. Step 3. Does this transaction increase or decrease assets, liabilities, or equity? Our assets will increase with the 1,500 Rand that was deposited into our bank account. And our liabilities will increase with 1,500 Rand since we now owe more money. So let's record this on our accounting equation. Under account debited, we will have bank. Under account credited, we will have our loan account. Under assets, we will have an increase of 1,500 Rand. And under liabilities, we will have an increase of 1,500 Rand. Under equity, we will indicate that we have a zero change. If we now look at our accounting equation, assets will be equal to our equity plus liabilities. 1,500 Rand will be equal to 1,500 Rand. Next, we need to secure our space at school by renting a stall. So we pay 100 Rand with a debit card for the rent of the stall. What accounts are affected by this transaction? So firstly, our bank account, because we are paying money from our bank account. Second account will be rent. Step 2. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? Our bank account falls under assets, and our rent will be an expense. Therefore, it will fall under equity. Step 3. Does this transaction increase or decrease assets, liabilities, or equity? So since we paid money from our bank account will decrease, and expenses decreases equity. If we now record this transaction on our accounting equation, our account debited will be rent, and our account credited will be bank. Our assets will decrease by 100 Rand, and our equity will also decrease by 100 Rand. So our accounting equation will still balance because our assets are still equal to equity plus liabilities. We also need to advertise. Pay 200 Rand with a debit card for the printing of A4 posters advertising the stall. What accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, our bank account because we paid 200 Rand with our debit card. Secondly, it will be advertising because that is what we paid for. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? Our bank account falls under assets, and advertising is an expense. Therefore, it will fall under equity. Does this transaction increase or decrease assets, liabilities, or equity? So, since we paid money from our bank account, our assets will decrease, and advertising as an expense will decrease our equity. So, if we now record this on our accounting equation, our account debited will be advertising, our account credited will be bank, and assets will decrease by 200 Rand, and equity will decrease by 200 Rand, and there will be no effect on our liabilities. And if we look at the accounting equation, it will still balance because our assets are equal to our equity plus our liabilities. minus 200 Rand is equal to minus 200 Rand. We will need inventory. Buy inventory from a local grocery store and pay 2,200 Rand with a debit card. What accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, it will be our bank account since we paid money with our debit card from our bank account. And secondly, it will be inventory since that is what we purchased. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? Both the bank account and our inventory will fall under assets. Does this transaction increase or decrease our assets, liabilities, or equity? So we purchased inventory, which means our inventory will increase. We paid money from our bank account, which means our assets will decrease. So under assets, we will have an increase and we will have a decrease. Let's record this on our accounting equation. Our account debited will be inventory since assets increase on the debit side, and our account credited will be bank since assets decrease on the credit side. And under assets, we will indicate an increase of 2,200 Rand for our inventory, and we will indicate a decrease minus 2,200 Rand for our bank account. And our accounting equation is still in balance because our assets will be indicated as a total movement of 0, equity as a 0, and liabilities as a 0. So still in balance. And finally, we have now opened our business and we are going to sell our inventory. On our opening day, we sold all our inventory and we received 3,300 Rand cash. We deposited the full amount into our bank account. So, what accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, it will be our bank account because we deposited the cash into our bank account. And secondly, it will be our sales account. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? So our bank account falls under assets. And sales is an income account. And income increases equity. Therefore, sales will fall under equity. Does this transaction increase or decrease assets, liabilities, or equity? So our assets will increase with 3,300 Rand because we deposited money into our bank account. Our liabilities will not be affected and our equity will increase with 3,300 Rand because income increases equity. So let's record this transaction on our accounting equation. Our account debited will be bank since our assets increase, and our account credited will be sales since our equity increases. Our assets will be indicated with a plus 3,300 Rand, and under equity we will indicate a plus 3,300 Rand since we sold goods and that increases equity. And if we now look at our accounting equation, our assets are still equal to our equity plus liabilities. Okay, so when we sold inventory, we also need to indicate what the inventory cost us before we sold it in order to calculate our profit. So we will need to remove the cost of the inventory that we sold from our inventory account into an expense account called cost of sales. The inventory we purchased cost 2,200 Rand, and since we sold all inventory, we can now move the full 2,200 Rand into our cost of sales account. That will enable us to calculate the gross profit our business made by saying sales less cost of sales, and that will give us our gross profit. So, what accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, it will be our inventory account, and secondly, it will be our cost of sales account. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? So our inventory will fall under assets, and cost of sales is an expense and will fall under equity. Does this transaction increase or decrease our assets, liabilities, or equity? So our inventory as asset account will decrease because we no longer have any inventory in stock, and our equity will decrease because cost of sales is an expense. Okay, so let's record this on our accounting equation. Our account debited will be cost of sales because equity decreases on the debit side and cost of sales as an expense decreases equity. And inventory as an asset account also decreases and assets decrease on the credit side. So under assets, we will have minus 2,200 Rand, and under equity, we will have minus 2,200 Rand. Therefore, our accounting equation is still in balance. Now, after we made some profit from our business, we can repay a part of our loan. So if we now repay 500 Rand of the loan with an electronic funds transfer, what accounts are affected by this transaction? Firstly, it will be our bank account because we are paying money from our bank account. And secondly, it will be our loan account. Do these accounts fall under assets, liabilities, or equity? Our bank account falls under assets, and the loan account will fall under liabilities. Does this transaction increase or decrease assets, liabilities, or equity? Our bank account as an asset will decrease. And since we repay the loan, our loan under liabilities will also decrease. Okay, so let's record this transaction on our accounting equation. The account debited will be the loan from our parent or guardian because liabilities decrease on the debit side and the loan account is a liability. Our account credited will be the bank account because bank decreases on the credit side because it is an asset. And under assets, we will have a minus 500 Rand. Equity will not have any changes, and liabilities will decrease by 500 Rand. And if we look at our accounting equation, our assets are still equal to our equity plus our liabilities. Minus 500 Rand equals minus 500 Rand.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am, for that, for your assistance with playing that video. So how did you all like that? I can see the hands going up there. Please, I think I also particularly like that video because it does clarify, like all of the concepts of study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a very simple way. So do you think you can be able now to do an exercise with BAE, with a basic accounting equation? Can I see some hands in terms of if there's anyone now who feel they're confident they can do this? All right, then. I think I can see some thumbs up. So why don't we do one together? I think, like I promised you, there were 2 revisions which were given to you under. Let me just open here. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Let me do that. Just going to share my entire screen so you can see. I want to share this one particular exercise. I hope you can see. Please, if you can confirm, Mr. Mohokon, on your side, you can see my screen. So this is the revision that we've been given to do. It's a revision 1 under study unit 4. I hope you can see my screen. But please, can I get a thumbs up or something, or some kind of a confirmation if you can see my screen? I just want to quickly do this, and then we can conclude. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Ntlek, we can see your screen.
Okay, no, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I just want to use the principles which were highlighted by Ma'am Rika Dry in that video. And in particular, what I liked is the steps which she highlighted in terms of how we answer this question. So I just want to show you that it's true. We're going to use these 3 steps then in terms of answering this, but not only now, throughout the year, that you need to think about these 3 steps when you're answering this kind of a question in terms of the recording of the transactions in a basic accounting equation. So in your revision, there are 2 quizzes, or 1 quiz, or 2 exercises in revision quiz 1. I'm actually going to do this one. We can do it together and to try and follow the principles that Rika introduced to us in this particular video. Okay, then what did she say? You remember what she said? If I can just remind ourselves, she said that in step number 1, when we see a transaction like we're going to have here, is that we need to think of what accounts are affected. That was step number 1. And step number 2, then we needed to think in terms of the basic accounting equation to say that the accounts that are affected, where do they fall under the elements of the financial statement? Is it assets, is it liabilities, or is it equity? And lastly, under step number 3, that now we needed to actually record, as we're going to do shortly. And when we record, we need to show, is it an increase or decrease under each of the elements? Like the transaction, does it represent an increase or decrease? So please, if you can pay particular attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is a basic exercise, but I think the one that you'll also see in your assignment, like will follow maybe kind of a similar fashion, like in terms of how we respond or you answer this for the purposes of exam technique. So please, if you can pay attention to what you're going to do next, okay? So let's begin. So if you look at this revision quiz, so if you enter, for example, an assessment 1 or this particular revision quiz, and the clock would be ticking. So what's the first thing that I'll do? So then I think I just need to read here. They're saying, and the first thing in particular, Mr. Mohokone, I think on my side, I'll actually go read what is the required. So they are saying here in the required, I must analyze these transactions which are indicated above in the accounting equation, which is given. So typically then because all our questions will be online like this, we're not going to be required to write, then I think we'll be given something like this, or an expanded version of this, whereby we're going to have to capture our answer, right? So that is what is required. We need to analyze the transactions above. So if you go back, so I understand, okay, this is a basic accounting equation. So if I can quickly go back now to read the question, they're saying that Mr. Tim Malepe runs a small accounting service business is called in balance. The entity is not registered for VAT. Okay, so that is important bit of information, right? So which means what in this case? Please, if you can pay attention, it says ignore VAT. That's what it means. Okay, sometimes if it says is registered for VAT, then we're going to have to account for VAT. But for the purposes of introduction of as we study unit 1, 2, and 3, we're saying, for simplicity's sake, let's just ignore VAT so that you can master these principles first. Okay, that was the first thing. The second thing, they were saying that the company maintains a favorable bank balance. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that the bank is not in negative or in overdraft. It means it's in debit, or is in asset position. Okay. And this is what they say furthermore. They're saying that the following transactions took place during the month of February. Please pay attention to this. So this is February month. Okay. So sometimes what it means then is that sometimes you can actually expand this accounting equation by putting in dates. And if we did that, then you'll remember that this was in February. And sometimes I think in this particular way we examine this was to give you the transactions in numbered sequence, like it's transaction 1, 2, 3 until 7. But sometimes you can do it in terms of dates. Please pay attention, like in terms of what I'm saying now or what we're saying, because that could assist you in terms of answering this or mastering the technique that you need to do this. Okay, so now I also need you to pay attention in terms of what I'm going to do next. Okay, so we have these transactions, which I can see, like it looks familiar. There's about 7 transactions which I need to do. I need to do step 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3 together. We're going to do it together, right? You're going to help me do this. But before we do that, obviously, I think the first thing we understand that the required, we needed to analyze this on the basic accounting equation, which has been given to us. So we can see is in terms of the transactions, there's 7 transactions, as you can see, like here, there's also 7 transactions. So we are very clear about that. So then transaction 1 relates to this one there. So we can reconcile that. But the thing which I wanted to show you, the important bit was the instructions. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you can pay attention to the instructions. Sorry, I'm just going to come back to the chat because I just want to quickly finish this. We can do it together and finish it, and then I'm going to come back to the chat. Please, if you can bear with me. If you can bear with me, and please, or if there's something urgent or you can't hear me, just type in the chat. And Mr. Mohokone and Mem are watching the chat. Then they'll tell me to stop. Okay. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please pay all attention. Please always make sure you pay attention to the instructions and read them carefully. Because I think what we discovered is that students may lose a lot of marks by not paying attention to this. So I'm going to read the instructions, pay attention to them because I need to implement this so that I can get the marks. Because if you don't do as you're required here, you might actually miss the marks because the system is going to be marking, and the system has been programmed to process these instructions when marking these. So it's crucial, it's really crucial that you actually pay and read all of these pay attention to these instructions to make sure that you get the marks. So what are they saying here? They were saying, for example, that if there's decimals in your answer, indicate a full stop before the decimal. Okay, so please, you must make sure you do that. Okay, number 2, they were saying you must round off to the nearest decimal. Please, ladies and gentlemen, so you actually need to do that after the full stop, okay? So we need to show cents. We round off to the cents. That's what they're saying. And then they're saying, what else? They say that if there's a decrease, so you remember step number 3, we can either have an increase or a decrease. So if it's an increase, you just enter the number. But they say if there's a decrease, you must use a negative sign in front of the amount, no space. They show us an example. They say, e.g., minus 1000.01. There's no space. Okay, so please pay attention to that, okay? And number 4, they're saying that if there's an increase, don't show a plus, just show 1000.01, okay? So we understand that. And also number 5, they're saying that don't put the amount in brackets, okay? So if you are, and also they're saying don't show the R. So in this case, they're saying that if there's 273, we show you the rand or the monetary value of or the currency of each amount. They say don't put the currency sign like the R. Don't, just put the amount. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually reading this because it's crucial. I want you to see this because, and also always pay attention to ensure that you comply with the instructions, because otherwise lots of students who know the answer then lose a lot of marks by not paying attention.
Mr. Njeko,
Yes.
can I quickly address something? Remember, guys, the chats are not open for you to form groups because I see you guys are not concentrating and you're going to miss important information. So kindly refrain from trying to create groups to say you are in Mamelodi, you are where. Please, guys, this is not the purpose of the class. You are distracting the class. We've just opened the chat so that if you don't understand anything on the content, you can post here so that we can help you as my colleague is busy trying to teach you guys. Because we have realized that some of the students have already done assessment 1 and some they got hundreds, but some even got 5% for the assessment. So please don't distract the class and let's concentrate. You'll have an opportunity when next time or in another class, but kindly allow us to proceed with the class without any distraction. Post if you have any content based on what my colleague is saying. May I please do that? Otherwise, I will remove you from the class. Thank you.
Thank you very
Please
much.
zoom in, sir. They can't see zoom in.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, then I was trying to highlight the importance of reading the instructions and paying attention to ensure that you comply with them in order to maximize the marks that you'll get. Okay, so like I've shown you, and then maybe just lastly, so we're saying we don't indicate R, and number 6, we're saying that if the transaction has got doesn't affect, for example, liabilities, then show a nil there. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you need to pay attention to that because we will mark it. So, for example, if it only affects these two and it doesn't affect this is what it means. It says put as a nil there. I'm going to show you just shortly what I'm talking about, okay? And then we'll do it together. And then lastly, they were saying that if the net effects, so if maybe the transaction affects assets and assets, then show a nil there, okay? So then let's do the transactions together. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to do the accounting equation together. We're going to take the first transaction. We'll do it by following Mrs. Dry's steps, which she recommended in the video. And let's see if we're getting the answer correctly together. Mr. Mahokon, can I please ask if you can watch? I know you're there in the chat. That if you can watch for me, and then you're going to assist. You can just interject in any stage, right? So what I'm going to do, I just want to, please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, like I indicated, we need to complete the transactions on the accounting equation. We start with transaction number 1, okay? So let us read what transaction number 1 is. I see hands going up. I'm sorry, I'm not able to entertain the hands as yet because I just want to finish this. But if you post on the chat, then my colleagues can actually stop me if I need to stop.
Yeah. Mr. Ntobo, let's give them 2 minutes just to find out what is happening here. Please make sure that your question, as I open the mic for you, is not admin related, it's content related. Thank you, Matandu. Can you go quickly? Okay. And Tandolo too.
Hi. So I wanted.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to ask about the video for the basic accounting question, which you just showed us. Can we maybe access it or on maybe on an announcement or somewhere so that we can maybe rewatch it?
Yes, sir. I mean, we have covered your question already to say we will post the recording for the classes in any other material. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thandolethu.
Hello?
Yes, Thandolethu, please quickly.
No, there's no question that I need to ask, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Usman. Malachi. Amahle.
Can put my hand
Okay,
down.
Max. Warabile.
Thank you.
Thank you. Warabile. Maduna.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, I just wanted to ask to find out if say I can just zoom in because I'm having difficulty to see. Not sure if it can be zoomed in.
Okay.
Yep.
Sir, Mr. Ronald, can you try? I'll also have posted on the chat if you have access to the chat so that you can see the information again on the chat. So I'll try to also duplicate what is posting there. Can you zoom? They can't see. Can you go to your screen, make it bigger?
Yes, we
Okay.
can see now.
Can you see it now?
Is it better?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
So
so
I'm gonna mute everyone now.
Yes, we can
so
see.
that we can.
Yes. So I need your help. I need everyone's help now. We're all going to be involved to answer this question in terms of what the video was showing us. So you remember, I think I highlighted the steps in terms of what is it that we needed to do. In terms of step number 1, we needed to identify the accounts affected. Okay. And step number 2, we needed to identify where do the accounts fall within the accounting equation. So you remember the accounting equation which we have here, it says that assets is equal to equity plus liabilities, it must always be in balance in terms of the double entry system. And then in terms of the last step of entering the transaction on the accounting equation, we need to indicate whether it's an increase or decrease to the assets, liabilities, or equity. So what do we remember? We remember that the assets and expenses as well increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side, whereas equity and liabilities increase on the credit side and decrease when on the debit side. So I think that's what we've learned. Okay, so then let's start quickly. Transaction number 1. They're saying here, the business or the owner purchased stationery for use in the office from a supplier called Sitole Stationers on credit for 2,350. Okay, that is the transaction which we need to record. But you remember now, like we've just said, that to record the transaction, we need to follow 3 steps. The first step is to identify what are the accounts that are affected by this transaction. Okay, think about it. We purchase stationery for use in the office from a supplier on credit for that amount. So the first question which we need to ask is, what are the accounts which are affected, right? I'm going to launch a poll right now, and maybe you can help me. And I'm actually asking that you do so, that help me in terms of this particular transaction number 1 that we need to do right now. Okay. So transaction number 1, let me launch my poll. I just need you to help me, first of all, answer the first question in terms of what are the accounts which are involved. Mr. Mokokoni, can I just ask you on your side if you can confirm if you can see the poll is launched on your side? There are 2 questions which I'm asking. Yes. So please, can I ask, ladies and gentlemen, that can you answer the first question? What are the accounts which are involved? So if I just remind you that in terms of the question, they said the company purchased stationery for use in the office on credit. I don't need the amount at this stage. I need the accounts. Give me 2 accounts. You can select the 2 accounts here. I actually want to see, please, how the class is doing in terms of answering this question. Okay, so let me do this. Ms. Mohakon, I don't know if you're able to see the responses on your side.
Yes, I can see others saying assets and liabilities, others saying stationery and bank, and other stationery and creditors, bank and stationery. Yeah, they are trying, yeah.
Okay. Okay, can
Others
you give
saying
me?
bank and sales.
All right. I just wanna, if you can give me an indication of, I'm looking at, I think there's about, is it 600 of us in the group? So maybe if you can let me know it's about 400, I can just maybe see how it's going on there. Can you see how many are answering there is yet? So
Yes,
we
we are
said
on 70 now.
we're on 70.
74.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to answer this so that we need to find out where are we standing in terms of this one. So the company purchased stationery for use in the office on credit. I just need only the accounts which are involved. So what are the accounts? Ntate Mohokon, maybe can I just take let's have a look. Please, can you give me the, I don't know if you can see on your side, Ntate, what is the highest account, what is the one which is, what accounts are selected, like the one which has been voted as the highest there on your side?
What I see is some of the students, they confused the elements of the financial statement and the accounts. That's the big issue.
Okay.
The majority
Okay.
of them I see they are confusing the elements of the financial statement and the accounts. That will be the big issue that we must address.
Okay, that is a problem. That is a problem.
It's
So
a
then
big problem.
that is a big problem. So if you look then in terms of the accounts which we selected, the students selected. So I think maybe which.
But others, they're getting it correct. Other students, they're getting the 2 accounts correct.
Okay. Okay. So So then in terms of the correct answer there was we purchase stationery on what, on credit. So then the correct answer would be what? There's two accounts which we need to debit there in terms of step one. So the first one is what? Is what? Is a stationery expense, is an expense account, right? Sorry, you with me? And then what is the other account? Is a trade payables, right? That is correct. Okay, so I hope we're together on that one, right? So then if there's a problem and you're not with us, please, I think then you must shout, like, or raise a hand. I'm not sure if, or just maybe type on the poll and we can address you in terms of if you're not in agreement. Okay, so we did that. And then in terms of the elements now of the financial statements, what we're saying where we're going to post it. So we post these two accounts that are affected. So we're saying we're going to post them under what? Please, Mr. Hokon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so then I think on the one hand, when we bought the stationery on credit, so what account would be affected? Is it liabilities? Sorry, element that would be affected it is liabilities, right? On trade payables. I think we said there's trade payables and stationery. So the one would be, is it liabilities? It is liabilities.
They're saying equity and liabilities. There are others that are coming all right.
Okay.
Others that are saying stationaries falls under assets, while trade payables fall under liabilities.
Yes, and maybe can I just ask you, Mr. Mohokona? Okay, so then if the others are saying stationery falls under assets, or others, I think they're saying it falls under equity. So then I think, or maybe would you like to comment on that one in terms of our approach for
Yeah, because they must understand this stationery is bought for use, not for resale. If it was stationery bought for resale, then it will form part of assets, which will be the inventory account. But this one is stationery bought for use, then it will form part of expenses of the entity. That's why it falls under equity.
Thank you very much. That is correct. Okay, so maybe let's do more. I think let's do more. Let's do the second transaction. Okay, if I can share my screen, I hope you can still see my screen on your side. So in terms of the second transaction, they're saying that we paid, or the owner of the business paid the monthly water and electricity account of three. Sorry. Maybe what can I do? If I beg your pardon with this, can we just quickly go back then, please? I just want to go back to record this particular transaction, Mr. Mohokone, the one which you just did. So you remember that. So in terms of the exam, I think I promised to do this for you, right? Please, I'm sorry if you can just go back. We said we bought stationery, right, for use in the business. So I think you were saying that we're going to increase the expenses, right? So can I capture it? Can I capture it here? How much was it? 350. Is it correct to capture it here? Right? And then we also said we bought it for what? For credit. Are you with me? Mr. Mohokone, please, are you with me? Sorry. So then
yes,
if we bought it for credit, then it means our liabilities are going up, right? And our equity is reducing, right? Because the expenses are going up, right? But then in terms of this particular instruction, it was saying if there is an account which is not affected, what do we put here? We put nil. You remember that? It was here. This one, number 6. It says that if it's not affected, you put nil. So is it correct? Can I put nil here? I put nil. So are you with me? Yes, so then what are we seeing now in terms of the video is that 0 is equal to minus 2,350 plus 2,350, which is also 0. So our accounting equation is what is in balance. Please, sorry, that is the part I almost left and done. So I think I just wanted to show you that this is the, in terms of this revision question, so that is the main thing which was required of us. So if you did this, then how do we mark this? So then we're going to mark this 1 mark, we mark this 1 mark, and then we mark this 1 mark. So you actually need to do all of this. Even here, you know, like if there's nothing to record, then you put a nil in terms of this instruction number 6. Okay, so I hope you're with me. Okay, let's do more. Let's do number 2. Number 2, they were saying that the company paid the water and electricity bill of 3,400 Rand with an EFT. So EFT, it means what? They paid the money from the bank account using electronic funds transfer. Okay, so then we need to go back in terms of the steps that we need to do to record this transaction. Okay, I'm quickly gonna go here to launch this second one. Okay, let's see if we can do this one. Please help me if we can do this one. So what are we looking for? In step number 1, we're looking for the accounts that are affected, and then in step number 2, we're looking for the elements. Is it assets? Is it liabilities? Or is it equity? Okay, so let's start with step number 1. I'm looking for the accounts that are affected. So if you remember, in terms of the transaction, they were saying that the company paid for the water and electricity account from the bank using EFT. So what are the 2 accounts that are affected in terms of this one? Can you please help me? I'm not sure, Mr. Mohokone, did the poll launch on your side? Are you able to see the responses? How is it going in terms of question 1? Yes, sir.
Not yet. Let me see. Yes, they are answering. Yes, they are.
Okay, so what is the answer are we getting in terms of number 1? Number 1. So number 1, you remember we're looking for the accounts which are affected. So what are the accounts that are affected? They're indicated there. So which ones are we selecting? We paid.
So they want you to share the question.
To check it. To share the question.
To share the question, they're saying they are not seeing.
Okay, so the question is this one. I hope you can see it. You are saying that we paid the month's water and electricity account using EFT. Can you see the question? Can you see it now, sir?
Yes, I can.
Yes, so then can we answer this? What are the, yes, so what are the accounts which are affected for number 2? We're talking of number 2. We paid water and electricity.
Yeah, on this one, they are doing well on this one. Majority of them, they are doing well with the 2 accounts.
That is perfect. That is perfect. So then the 2 accounts which are affected is what? Is water and electricity and what? And
they're doing well.
And the bank account is correct, right? Yes. But then
on
in
this
terms of
one,
then in terms of number 2, what are the elements which are affected? I need the 2 elements which are affected. Are we able to answer that? So we need to know, is it assets and liabilities, assets and equity? You remember that is step 2 now, which we are doing. So how are we doing in terms of answering that question? We need that before we can record the transaction.
Yeah, also on this step 2, they are doing very well on this
Excellent. Excellent. So then let us record the transaction together. In step number 2, we're saying that we paid the water and electricity account for 3,400 Rand. So when we get here, how do we record it? Please, ladies and gentlemen, you need to pay attention. So the first thing which we need to do is that we're saying that in the bank, there's an outflow of 3,400. We're paying the bank. Bank is an asset. So we put a minus. So you remember they were saying that if there's a minus, you must actually put a minus, no space, please. So minus 3,400, please, if you can you confirm that? Okay, so that is what you're doing, right? And then the second thing, they were saying that they are paying the water and electricity account. The water and electricity account is what? Is an expense account. So an increase in the expense account, it reduces what? Equity. So which means we come here also minus 3,400. Okay. And then liabilities affected? No. So then if they're not affected, what do we capture? We capture 0. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can I just pause now? If you can see, this is the technique that you need to do or follow when you're answering this. Because like I explained to you, that if you follow this, we are following the instructions which they gave us here. The accounting equation is in balance, like you saw in the video. Minus 3,400 is equal to minus 3,400 plus 0. If this account is not affected, we must put nil. The reason why we do that is because we're going to mark it. We're going to mark this. Okay, but I want us to proceed again, because there's one particular transaction which I want to highlight to you, which is highlighted in one of these instructions. Okay, so let's continue. I hope you're getting the hang of it now. Okay, let's go to number 3. On number 3, they say the business received a direct deposit of 4,300 for accounting services rendered. Okay, what does that mean? It means that direct deposit is where? Into the bank account. So there was money that just was deposited directly into the bank account for what? For services rendered. Okay, so then let's go back here to say that we need to do the steps. Okay, we always need to do the steps to get this right. There's no other way to go getting around this. Okay, so please, can I just ask you, Mr. Mohokoni, I'm gonna launch this transaction that you're gonna help me to do together. Let me do this. Okay, so maybe what I can do, I see maybe no one has answered. Let me just highlight the question again, what the question was. It says that number 3, we received a direct deposit into our bank account for accounting services rendered. So what I need, what are the 2 accounts? So what I did there for this transaction number 3, I gave you a list of accounts, like typically like we're doing an exam situation. Like some of the accounts have got completely nothing to do with this, but the only 2 are relevant. We'll debit one and then we'll credit the other one. I just need you to help me. What are the accounts which are...
I see they are answering, but I'm surprised because I see they are saying bank and services rendered, but on the options given there is no services, there is no services rendered, it's only service fee.
Yes, yes,
services rendered is also correct, but if there is no services rendered under the options, you can go with service fee.
Yes, yes. I just take it then the services rendered is indicated on the poll, on the chat.
On the chat, yes.
Okay, no, thank you. I think that is good. Thank you. I think maybe can I please ask you if you can comment about that quickly in terms of, I think study unit, we spoke about this before this one. It's study unit, I think study unit 4.
Yes, if they go to study unit 4, maybe 4.4, there is transaction there. There is about 8 transactions. Transactions addressing capital contributions, expenses, expenditure, income, expenditure, cash, income, cash, income, credit. If they go to those 8 transactions, I think they will be fine with the basic accounting equation.
That is
and
correct.
also they
Yes,
must
yes.
understand what is asset, what is equity, what is liabilities, 2 types of assets, current, non-current, and the examples of current assets, examples of non-current assets, also examples of current liabilities, non-current liabilities, what is income, and examples of income, what is an expense, and those examples of an expenses. I think
thank you
going
so much.
forward, if they understand this basic, because in our assessment we tested the principles, but the transaction sometimes will be different from the transaction in the study unit, but our principles addresses those principles in the study unit. They must know the principles and understand those principles and know how to apply those principles in different circumstances given in the assessment final examination.
Yes, I think maybe that I couldn't say it better in terms of what you've said. That is really crucial. So like we began now that I think certainly sometimes, like I think towards the end, like I mentioned that towards the end of the year, just before exams, and if I found students that are battling with this, then it make me sad because this is the first stepping stone that you need, study unit 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think maybe I see some students are still also battling in terms of identifying the correct elements, as you can see here, that even though the majority of us, like we're able to identify the answer correctly, but there's some of us, maybe we have not had the chance, you can see, to go through study unit 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So I think maybe there's still an opportunity now because we have assessment 1, which is coming up, but there's still a gap in terms of understanding, you can see. So I think we need to correct this. We need to correct. You can also see it here. Like that there's still a problem. Some of us are still not getting the answer correctly. So I think it's something which we need to urgently attend to. We still have opportunity though. I think that the mem said that because the assessment 1 is coming up. So I think we still have an opportunity that please go back. You need to do this. Please, I think maybe I'm just overemphasizing it. Okay, so maybe I just want us to we're going to conclude shortly. Maybe I'm not going to do all the transactions, but there's one which I actually want us to do, before we conclude. I just want to show you. So there's this one. Let's do two more. Okay. Transaction number 4, we're saying that there was a debit order of 1,200 for insurance that appeared on the bank statement. Okay, so what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, is that so when we got the bank statement, we see the insurance already went off. It's 1,200 rand. So we need to record this. You're going to help me to record it. This is transaction number 4. Okay, so I'm just going to post transaction number 4, and then you're going to help me in terms of the steps that we need to do this. Okay, so I'm launching that one right now. If you give me a sec, you're gonna see it on your side.
And then others saying we didn't finish transaction number 3. I don't know, maybe they want to see you maybe putting the amounts in the basic accounting equation, because others saying we didn't finish transaction number 3.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Tate. Yes, for that. I promise you, since I've launched number 4, I'm gonna do number 3 and 4 together I'm gonna record it together, number 3 and 4. But can I just ask us that since I've launched this one, number 4, can we do this one together? Then on recording, I'm gonna record both of those, number 3 and number 4. So let me show you this transaction, right? It's a transaction number 4. We're saying there was, when we received the bank statement, there was a debit order of 1,200 rands that had already gone off from the bank account. So we need to do 2 things. Please, if you can help me with this one. We need to first, step number 1, identify the accounts involved. Okay, it could be 2 or more, the accounts which are involved, right? So what are the accounts that are involved? I've given you a list there on your side. Please select on that list which I've given you. So transaction number 4, I think I gave you trade payables, bank, accrued expense, insurance, prepaid. Select the 2 transactions. Let me see how you're doing there. And also in terms of, let me see if, okay. I can see the vast majority saying there's a bank account. I've got 65. Please answer. There's still a sec. There's still time for you to do that. I see only 69. I don't know how many people we have now currently. We have, because I'm only seeing like a limited. Please, if you can answer. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes, that's a good response. We're receiving. Okay, there's about 80. I think the bulk of it. Okay, look, we still have outliers in terms of some students. As you can see in that are saying trade payables. I think we're saying the correct answer is what? Is bank and insurance. Okay, so why bank and insurance? Because it was an insurance expense which came out of the bank account in terms of the contract, and the amount already went out from the bank account. So which means that these 2 are correct. But I just want to encourage these ones who did the other selections that please, if you can go back, study unit 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just relook at that that content, please, and make sure that you're confident going up to assessment number 1. And then if we can proceed in terms of the answers given for the elements. So let's have a look at that. Okay, I can see that there's a vast majority who selected the correct answer. Yes, it's assets and equity. Is that correct, Ndati? Number 4. It is
Yes, it's
assets.
correct.
It is assets and equity. So that is correct. But you see, I think, please, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to encourage you that there's a vast majority of others who are selecting assets and liabilities, or who are selecting equity and liabilities. So like I indicated that I think this is a revision caution which you have, you can practice during your own spare time. Please, after going through the content, then like just go through it and redo. I think there's about 2. So then can you come and record this transaction number 3 and 4, like I promised you? Okay, please. Before I record number 4, let's start with number 3 again. So what happened with number 3? We received 4,300 direct deposit into our bank account for what? For services rendered. So number 3, if we go back to that one, what do we debit? We debit what? Cash in our bank account is 4,300. But you remember, because it's money coming in, we don't put plus. Please, ladies and gentlemen, they said it here. They said it here for the purposes of exam technique. They said if it's a positive, don't put plus. Just leave it like that. And also don't put R. You remember it was there. So you don't put R. If you put R or you put plus, then you're gonna get 0. Okay, so we leave it like that. It's 4,300. That was money into our bank account for what? For services rendered. So what other account is affected is a services rendered, which is what? Income. That increases what? Our equity. And the last thing which we need to do, we know that if the liability section is not affected like it's not, then we need to put what? A nil, for the reasons which I explained, that we also gonna mark this. Okay, so that is the answer which I had omitted, which you wanted. But now the one which we've just done, which is this one. So we're saying that there was a debit order of 1,200 that came out of the bank account. Okay. So that one, in terms of number 4, what are we saying? We say the money came out of what? The bank account. So in this case, it's minus 1,200. So that is correct in that. It's minus 1,200. Okay. And then because it's an expense that was increasing, so we also deduct, it reduces what? Our equity. It was insurance. 1,200 is a minus. Okay. So the minus we will indicate. And then with liabilities, they were not affected. So we'll put what? We'll put nil. Okay, so I guess you're getting the hang of it. Please, if you're with us, can you give a thumbs up? Like I'm just shortly, we're gonna take the hands. Let me do one more. But can I just see if you can give us a thumbs up if you are still with us in terms of if you're following the logic of what you're doing. I cannot see.
Mr. Ronald,
Yes, ma'am.
can we just take maybe 2, 3 hands so that we might have been too fast for some students?
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't know. Just remember,
thank you.
This is a class, it's not a lecture, guys. So we don't want to leave anyone behind. So Osman, Sizani, Maduba, as you can speak so we can continue. If there's no questions, these hands are legacy hands, then I will move on. Susan, Shaku, can you unmute yourself? I'm waiting for you guys to unmute yourselves. I've allowed your mics. Yeah, Winandi, you can speak.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Cat, please give me clarity on the elements. I think I don't understand the elements. For the accounts, I do understand, but the elements, I'm not getting them. I think I'm too slow for that. Thank you.
If you go to, I don't remember study unit, there are 5 elements. Remember,
Hello?
there are 5 elements of the financial statement. Do you hear me?
Yes, I
Hello?
do, Mr. Cat. Hey, Mr. Vosi.
There are 5 elements, which is assets, equity, liabilities, income, and expenses. And under those elements, there are accounts. Remember, under assets elements, there is 2 types of assets, which is current assets and non-current assets. And under current assets, there is examples which is called accounts, like there is bank, trade receivables, petty cash, etc. Those are accounts. And the elements, there are 5. Assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. Those are the 5 elements. And there are also components, which is statement of financial position, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flows, and the notes to the financial statements. But on our module, we are dealing with only 3 components, which is statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of financial position, and statement of changes in equity. Are you clear now between those different accounts, elements, and components?
Yes, I understand. The thing is, it's for the first time I attend this class. I thought that this is the first class, and we are
It's the first
getting
one, yes.
yeah, we are getting orientation. So I've never read anything anywhere to familiarize myself with this module. So
Oh,
I
on the
won't know what are the petty cash, what are the what. This it's my first time. So when you
but
talk about yeah.
on the announcement we mentioned it will be orientation class and revision for assessment 1. Remember, we said revision because we encourage you to attend the last 2 classes for ASISA. The classes on Monday, it was Monday last week and Monday this week. There were 2 classes offered by Western Cape, and we communicated with you via the announcement folder where we sent you the link, and we encourage you to attend those classes on Mondays so that when you join this one we called revision, at least you are at least you are there with the basics.
Unfortunately, I missed that, and I was a little bit lost when I see revision 1, like assessment 1
Oh,
revision. But
we called we
yeah,
called
but
revision because we thought you attended both classes for Western Cape. That's why we called it revision for assessment 1.
all right, thank you so much. I will try to source the recordings for whatever that I missed, and thank you so much for those who are laughing at me. Thank you. Bye bye.
No one is laughing at you. We are here to learn.
I see the reaction. They're even laughing even now, but it's good.
No, don't worry about those ones. When I just if you are struggling, just ask. Don't worry about those who are laughing at you. So that ask, because the purpose of you to come here is to understand, just to understand the principles, and so that you can apply those principles in your assessments and final examinations.
Thank you so much.
No,
Okay,
thank
how
you.
are you, sir?
Thank you. Let's
I have a
continue.
question. I have one question, please.
Yes.
I have a problem when it comes to the credit and
Yes, you
debit
can
part
ask.
because yes, I have a problem when it comes to the credit and debit part because for every equation we did, I understood the assets part and the accounts part, but I don't know when I do the table at the end, where should I put the bank or the service fees or the insurance? I don't know if I should put it on GR or CR. That's where I'm getting confused. But I understand that the account is probably bank and service fees, or the account is insurance or bank, but I don't understand where to put it when I put it on the debit or credit when I do the equation.
Because here we said assets equals to equity plus liabilities. And we said assets always increases on the debit side and reduces on the credit side. While equity always increases where on the credit side and reduces on the debit side. And liabilities always increases on the credit side and reduces on the debit side. And income always increases where on the credit side and reduces on the debit side. While expenses always increases on the debit side and reduces on the debit side. But for the basic accounting equation, your expenses, income, capital, drawings, that always affects equity when we are doing the basic accounting equation. And income and capital always increases equity, while expenses and drawings always reduces equity. It's when you are doing the basic accounting equation. I don't know whether
Okay, thank you.
who was
Thank you.
asking whether I don't know. Are you
No,
clear?
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I understand now.
Yes. And also, please, I've posted some screenshots for you. You can print those ones and also just check on the chats what I've been posting, print them out and have them so that whenever you see a transaction as you practice, you will be able to get the hang of it. Thank you. Can we continue? Then we'll take questions after. Thank you very much.
I appreciate
This is
it,
almost
ma'am.
9.
Yes, no, thank you so much, ma'am. I think maybe, we're getting, like the logic of this thing. But like I'm listening to the questions also which have been asked, like I think it was Mr. Shauke and the others that I'm just gonna shortly, like stop and make like a closing remark and ask ma'am also, like to comment, and Mr. Joseph, like they're quite experienced and have led this course for many years. So maybe let me just do one more transaction. I can do all of them, but like I can see how we're doing, but I think maybe we might just have to go back to the drawing board. Like in terms of this, we actually need these foundations and we need to master them. Like not only for the assessment one, but like I mentioned, I'm sorry to repeat, but we actually need them for the rest. So maybe let me do one more transaction, which is maybe slightly different from the rest which we've done. I deliberately want to do transaction number 5, and actually I just want to stop there. Then I'm just going to stop there. So let's do transaction number 5. So if we go back to the quiz, I want to see what transaction this is. So they were saying here, the business received 2,500 rands from Mrs. Mkhize in settlement of her account. Okay, so then when I read this, I just need to try and understand what is going on here. So they say the business received money from a client in settlement of her account. So what does it means? That she was owing the business money and she paid 2,500 to settle. So settlement means what? It means it was she was paying in was it in okay, let me just leave it there. It was in settlement. Okay, so what I want to understand, or where I need your help, is to actually we're doing number 5. Can you please help me with 2 things? You remember we have 3 steps before we can record this transaction. The first step is to identify what are the accounts which are involved. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you can pay attention to what I've done. What I've done right now is similar to what you'll find in assessment 1 or in an exam, whereby I just give you a long list of accounts. Some of them are completely irrelevant to what you're doing. You need to be confident to select the ones which are correct in this situation, right, or in this transaction. So I need the accounts. I'm going to fly to the question again, like to say what is going on. So this is the question. They're saying the business received 2,500 rands from Mrs. Mkhize in settlement of her account. So what are the accounts which are involved here? We have trade payables, we have trade receivables, there's bank accrued income, or was there even revenue? Can you please help me? I don't know, Mr. Mahokoni, on your side, if you're able to see, are we receiving any responses there? Okay, let me see. I think it looks like we do have responses there. Okay, let me do this. So this is the answers which you are having. So it says yes. So I think, let me see, what is the response rate there? Okay, I don't know. We still have, I think there was like 600 of us in this at some stage. So I'm not sure. I'm only receiving 61. Please, Mr. Mohokon, are we receiving more now? I think I'm only getting like a few. Do you need a sec? Everyone, please, if you can answer, which I just want to see how we're doing, so that, you know, like we need to find out if we need to have further interventions on this one, or what is it that we need to do to help you, you know, like to be able to answer. Okay, so I can see some responses there. Sorry, I think someone's mic is on there. Okay, so as you can see, yes, sorry, you want to see the transactions? Okay, if I can show you for the last time. So it was 2,500 rands. This was received from. Oh, sorry, I think I've been muted. Can I please show you, Mr. Mohokon? So if you see what is happening here, we have about 88 responses so far, about 100 or so. So you can see the bulk of the responses is around this area, trade receivables and bank. So you can see that is correct. That is correct. So I think maybe I'm just going to show you why. But I think maybe some of us, you know, like they're still, we might just have to go back and think, or do a little bit of reading to say why are we selecting these other accounts, like income received in advance, you know, like maybe, please, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to show you that if you did this in an assessment, so that is a mark gone, you know, like if you selected that, or if you selected, so the two answers with this, they were correct, that it was the transaction says that it was someone who was owing us a debtor or a trade receivable. Sorry, let me just go back. It was a trade receivable, not payable, not payable, please. I think so. This will happen sometimes because you know, for example, it's trade receivable, and you answer, I think some of us then they incorrectly say this one. So it was a debtor, a trade receivable paying us, and then the money coming into our bank account is part of. But let's see in terms of the two elements that are affected. What was the answer there? Okay, let's have a look there in terms of the responses which we received. Okay, how many is more or less the same? We answered. Okay, let's see. What is the correct answer there? Okay, let me do this. Give me a sec. Yes. Okay, so Mr. Mohokoni, are you there? Ma'am?
Yes, I'm
Yeah, so
here,
you see
Mr.
what
Mhleko.
is happening. You see what is happening here. So I think maybe some of us got a bit confused, you know, like in terms of select. So I think we had a debtor who paid us back our money. And then we have, I think we have a vast majority of students who are saying, no, it's assets and liabilities. I don't know, maybe if you might want to say something about this particular transaction in light of what we are saying here, because you can see a vast majority of students got lost. Yeah, this is a lot of marks which are lost here, if you look. So I really, I wonder what would have happened, or what happened really. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because they must understand on this transaction, as a business, we received money from a debtor, and a debtor or trade receivable is someone who owes us money, who owes the business money, because the business sold to that people or that person on credit. And those guys, they have not paid us. Now they are coming back. Now they are paying us. Money is coming into the business. That's why the two accounts is bank and trade receivables. And it will, those form part of assets. That's
Yes.
why the
So
answer is assets. Assets will be affected. It will increase and it will decrease.
No, thank you so much, Ntate. So you are saying that then the asset in this case, so if you look at the accounting equation, what you are saying is that the cash is going to go up, which is the asset, right? By
Which is the bank
2,500,
account.
which is the bank account, right? But also the other asset you say is what is a trade receivable will go down, will reduce by the same amount. So then how do we record that here under assets? I think the one is going up by 2,500. The other one is going down by 2,000. So then I think it's then it's plus 2,500 minus 2,500. So in this case, you're saying I must record 0. I think that is correct. Is correct because if you look at this instruction here, it was saying that if a transaction increases and decreases an element, then please show the net effect in the amount of the column, of that particular column. So in this case, is the asset is going up and the asset is going down. So is what is nil. And then what is the effect on equity? Is nil. So if there's no effect, you must show a nil because we're going to mark it. But what about liabilities? How will they be affected? Nil. That is correct. So in this situation, or in this transaction, then we're going to mark 1 mark for this, 1 mark for this, and 1 mark for this. And actually maybe 2 marks for this one, because it's a little bit complicated. And a mark for this and a mark for that. Yes. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to stop here. We can continue to do more exercises, but I think maybe we just need maybe more transactions or even the next revision exercise. But maybe I think we've exhausted, like this topic. And I think what remains is now for us individually to go back to the drawing board, like in terms of study unit 1, 2, and 3. I think it's really crucial that if there's any study you need to master, is actually this one. Like I indicated, that I think this area has been examined several times. Like if I look maybe in the previous years in each of the semesters, but it's also like really foundational that you need this kind of knowledge as a stepping stone to other study units. That if you cannot master this, then you're going to back with the rest of the study units. So I think if I was doing this course, me just in closing, then I'll make sure that I just go. So then, Mr. Shawuke, to go back to your question, I had a student now, then they were asking me that how would I master this? Then I'm sorry that, like you didn't maybe prepare or read or even realize there was a class before this class. But, I think what I would have done if I was you, or maybe what I can recommend you doing, from now going on forward, is that for FA1502, it's a lot of work. There's 17 study units, and then we found students that they were complaining that in the beginning they think you're on top of it, but then later on there's one, and then immediately there's assessment 2, then there's assessment, then the students start saying, okay, but it's a lot of work. So then in closing, I think what I can recommend, say, for you is that obviously I know you also busy with other modules, but I would recommend that if you will try and follow the tutorial letter and the work program, like the announcements, keep a watch of the announcements on what is going on, and try to follow, like watch every video, and in particular read ahead. So for the purpose of this class, what I would have done was to read study unit 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not really much, I think, at this stage, but there's exercises in there. So then what I would have done was would have done was also to make my own notes before I came to this particular class, or the one of Western Cape. So that would have assisted me to ask questions which are relevant and which are really assisting me to progress in the areas that I battle with. And if you did that and then also did the exercise, then, like when you do the class now, then you can actually, it can ring a bell, like for you, and then you can get maximum benefit from this kind of engagement that you are doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think maybe let me stop there. I give to ma'am, but it was wonderful, like to actually work with you together on this exercise. I think till we meet again, like all the best and good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, colleague. Thank you, Mr. Ronald, for the wonderful session. And thank you, everyone, for being here, for listening. But because we love our students as initial lecturers, and Ms. Says done presenting, but we will sit a bit to take their hands. We will post the recording between today or tomorrow, and my colleagues will post it under announcement so that you can go through it. The question that Mr. Ntleko was presenting is a revision quiz, which is already there on my modules. Please attempt it before you attempt the assessment, please, guys, because otherwise you're going to get a 25%. So I'm gonna take few hands and we appreciate you guys. And then we will be posting the timetable and links for the other revision classes. Remember, we said attend Ms. Aziza and also attend the group sessions with your SI leaders so that they can be able to assist you with the basics and so that you can be more prepared when you come to the class, because 2 hours, you see, it's almost 3 hours. It's not enough to go through all the study units. So to make sure that we all benefit from the class, come prepared and make sure that you attend the other classes. If you can't listen to the recordings, go to the YouTube channel. Ms. Aziza said she will share with me for the previous 2 classes. On Saturday as well, she said she does have discussion classes. So if she sends me a link based on her availability, I will post it under the announcements. So let me take some questions so that we can make sure that those who need helps, we do that. Tokozani, can we help you?
Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question in the form of a transaction. Okay, based on the content that we have touched today. So my question is, if let's say we purchase inventories using a credit card. So which element of accounting equations will be touched, the accounts that will be touched, and also the effects on the elements?
Do you understand how the credit card works? Credit card is like your bank.
Yeah, that is what I
You
want
are
to.
buying on, so it means you will be owing the bank this money.
The bank.
You'll be owing.
So
So you'll be owing this. Remember, you'll be owing your creditors. Remember, when you purchase inventory, it's going to touch your trade payables, meaning that you are increasing your creditors, which is liabilities.
I'm not sure if you understand me, ma'am. Like, I mean, like the goods, I'm not buying them on credit from my suppliers. I'm buying them using a credit card.
Yes.
Yes.
So meaning that what is inventory based on what do you understand about the inventory? Is it an asset or liability or equity?
I understand that inventory is an asset. What I don't understand what is is a credit card. Do we treat it as an asset or a liability?
As a liability, because remember, those
Because you're
credit
on the
card is
bank.
credit card for the business.
Yes. So you are owing your creditor is the bank. You are borrowing money from the bank.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I greet you all. Can I also
Tando? Tando? Sorry, I'm trying to take the order. Tando?
Hi. So I have two questions actually. But the first one, I just wanted to check if is it possible to have more than 2 accounts affected for a transaction? And then the second one, I just wanted to confirm if the wording important. Okay, not important per se, but I just wanted to check if maybe if I use the service rendered instead of service fees, in terms where it's required for us to mention the accounts. Do you guys account that?
because remember in our assessments we will give you the options. We cannot give you the options with service fees and services rendered. We'll give you one of the correct answers. Either we'll give you services rendered or we'll give you service fee. We are not going to give you both options. We'll give you one. And when coming to the transaction affects two or more transactions, yeah, that will happen, especially when we are going to do study unit 7, inventory, under perpetual and periodic. You'll see the transaction affects more accounts. Like that will happen on the sale. Like it will be on the business sale. It will be sales or sales and bank, and also the cost and the cost of sales and the inventory. But don't worry about that for now. You will see them in study unit 7.
Okay, thanks.
Are you fine?
Yes, thank you.
No, thank you.
So are we taking the next hand?
Hello.
Can we take El Mangani?
Hello.
Ray?
Hi.
Yeah, I understood everything that we were doing, but I got confused when you recorded transaction number 5. I'm not sure if I didn't see the question. Is it the one about where someone was settling their money to our account, or is it a different transaction?
Is that one of someone? Remember, those guys, those debtors or trade receivable, they bought from us on credit. There was a credit sales. Now they are coming back to pay us. When they paid us as a business, we received money coming into the business bank account, which is an asset. That means assets bank account increases. While also those guys, they are trade receivables, which is also a debtor. That means their account, what they owe us, decreases. That's why you see our trade receivable decreases and our bank account also decreases. And both of them are assets. That's why you see the net effect, we put 0 there.
There was no amount because I saw 00. That's what is
There was no
confusing me.
amount because I'm saying they paid 5,000. We received 5,000. We reduced the account of 5,000. That's why I'm saying then the net effect will be 0. 5,000 minus 5,000 plus 5,000, they will give you 0 as an example. That's why you see the net effect of 0, because the net effect of 0 is coming from the instructions. Because it is very, very important to read the instructions when answering these questions. The net effect of 0 comes from the instructions, because it was bank minus trade receivable, bank positive, trade receivable minus, and they gave us the net effect of 0.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
Can we get, I'm trying to multitask here. My internet, can we get Nogulunga? Sorry.
Hi, ma'am. I hope everyone is okay. Hello?
Yes, we are
Thank
okay.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are here.
My question is based on the admin self-assessment. I had another student stating that their assessment 1 is logged, but she did attempt the admin self-assessment name. So with me, it's the same thing. Do I have to get 80% in order to unlock the assessment because I got 73%?
You must get 80% or more.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you. I'll re-attempt.
Yeah, so you must attempt until you pass.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can we get the next one is Hlongwane. Hlongwane or Sipeng first.
Can I ask who's talking? Is it me or Sipeng first?
You can speak Hlongwane because Sipeng left.
Okay. I greet you all. Can I ask about the first transaction? The transaction said that we bought stationery, right? Like for a certain amount, and then like we didn't record that stationery under assets, but we recorded it under, I think it's owners, yeah, owners equity and liabilities. On under assets it was 0, and I heard like one of the lecturers saying that we bought that stationery for the business use, right? And that stationery is still on hand. How is that stationery not an asset to the business? And why did we record like why didn't we like make a transaction under assets?
Oh, I said we bought stationery for
Remember,
use, and that stationery
yes,
will form part of your expenses. Stationery bought for resale, because if we bought as a business, we purchase stationery for resale, that means we are going to sell that stationery. That stationery will form part of your inventory, and inventory is part of an asset. That one, the business purchased that stationery for use in the business, and it will form part of your expenses. It will not form part of your assets. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, it's the difference. That one bought stationery bought for use, it will be form part of assets. If we bought stationery for resale as a business, that will form part of your inventory and it will form part of your assets.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ntate. And maybe, you know, I hope.
Can we take Tumelo? Yeah, you can. Let's take Tumelo and Tracy, then you can come in.
Good evening.
Good
I
evening,
would
Tumelo.
thank you. I would like to confirm. So we are having a class on Monday and on Saturday, and I assume the Saturday one is just an extra class. So this one of today, it means this is our official class, meaning every Wednesday we are attending at 6 o'clock. And then the next question is for teaching and learning purposes. Are you going to teach using the study units that were posted there, or they are just for practice purposes, meaning we practice and if we don't understand, we ask questions? Thank you.
Wednesday classes is not every Wednesday. We will share the timetable on under announcements. So we lecturers, we're going to be presenting revision classes and will also be doing feedback from the assessment. So for example, the next class, we will be focusing on what you guys did wrong on assessment 1 and also do a revision for assessment 2. Ms. Aziza is going through the basics, meaning that she's going almost by study unit for those who are struggling with accounting. So it's better you attend a class and also attend on Saturday if you are free to practice, so that when we do the overall revision, at least you have covered all the study materials and the basics so that you don't get confused when we discuss now in the class.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and we also have SI leaders, like we said, who are previous students who have done well on the module, that also give you a space for you to ask questions. You know, if you are sitting doing a revision question alone and you struggle, you can attend their class and they will also assist you. It will be students to student. So that's extra. So it all depends on your availability.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Tracy, can you come in? Our classes are compulsory because sometimes we will not be recording everything that we do. So it is important that you come for revision classes, because we're going to practice what might, similar questions that we do in the assessments. So Tracy, come in. If Tracy is not able to come in, Lesedi, Mokele?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
I wanted to ask, based on the revision assessment that we have done today, will the question just be one as it was displayed on today's revision question?
No. Like one, like those
Uh,
transaction.
yes,
No,
ma'am.
we might ask them in different questions, not as a line like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that it becomes, remember, it must be, we cannot give you exactly what is in the assessment. So, but the principle is the same. What is important, read the required and the instructions. Where we ask you to provide a net effect, do that. Where we say just record the transactions, the amount, do that. Read the required and instructions.
Thank you very much.
Yes, because it doesn't change. Asset equals to, can you guys come? Asset equals to equity plus
Equity and liability.
liabilities. It will never change, guys. Even now in city, it doesn't change. You must know what is an asset, what is an income, what is an expense, what is a liability. I mean, I've posted also for you from study unit 2 and study unit 3, the examples. It doesn't change. What changes is the template. You understand? The template changes, but the principle is the same. Any more questions we can have? I think there's no more new hands. Thank you very much for attending the class. 3 hours is long. However, like we said, this is not a lecture. This was a class. The purpose of the class is to sit with you, go through the questions so that you can ask questions in a very safe space without feeling, embarrassed, because we want you to do well. And we are also creating a foundation for you as you move on to the next study units. So those who say the class is too long, unfortunately, we have many students who needs help and we don't want to leave anyone behind. So be free next time when you come. Make sure you attend Miss Aziza's class, SI a leaders class and all that, so that when you come here, you don't get confused very quickly. So, but we are here, we are patiently, we'll try our best to explain to you the concepts. Thank you very much and have a great evening as we end the class.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.